It 3 mulligans per person, a throw, and a power drive per player. So
I need all that.
It's going to be a lot of fun, and we have a lot of fun doing it. I have flyers here. Can I give my phone number out?
Of course you can.
My cell phone is 256-750-0953 if you'd like to get in touch with me, and I'll put a flyer in your hand and get you signed up.
We'll post this on all our social media outlets too.
Okay,
and we'll post your phone number if that's okay.
Yeah, sure.
Well, we'll put all that information up, and again, talk about the time, or they want to. $400. Told what it includes. Now, when does it start?
We'll start at 11:30. We'll start registration 11:30. We'll feed everybody at around.
Eat 12. Lunch first.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
We'll cook hamburgers and hot dogs, and the moms and dads bring cookies and cakes and all this, and we'll have the good people donate us drinks. And I can't say enough about our community. There's fundraisers every week, and
there really is,
and people, and they very rarely say no. We have our kids go ask for whole sponsors, and
they do it
every time. Just about it. It's very rare that they say no. So we're very blessed to have a community like we have. And but I just want to invite everybody out to this tournament. It's for our boys and girls golf team, and it provides for clothwear, bags, meals, travel. All the basic things you need for a sport. And this is our only fundraiser. We don't have a gate. So,
well, there you go. That's a big deal, and that all these supplemental sports that outside of football, a lot of these sports, most all of them now have to raise their own money. I mean, all of them do. I mean, so you're right. I mean, the businesses and everything involved in this community. I mean, look, we're in one right here, JR Sports Bar and Grill, that opens their arms to kids from the smallest all the way up to the seniors in high school, and doing whatever they can to help, support all these programs. And, there's a lot of other businesses in this town that do the exact same thing. And, none of us could do it without them. And just shows you what kind of community we have. And again, you have to go out and raise this money to support these programs now, because there's just not a lot of money in education. Let's just be honest about it. And especially with sports, then when you want to have a broad athletic department, you got to go support it.
That's right. And shout out to Pam Robinson, our athletic director. She does a fantastic job promoting all of our sports.
She does an outstanding job. She understands it. She's been in it her whole life. Well, Wes, I want to tell everybody out there, 7th annual Benjamin Russell Golf Tournament on Friday, July the 31st at Lake Winds Golf Course. Go ahead and get one of these entry forms and go ahead and get your team set. It's $400 per team. It includes 3 mulligans, a throw, and a power drive per player. So, there you go. It's a lot of fun. The proceeds are going to a great cause in both of these teams, in the men's and the women's. Again, a lot of youth on the boys' side, as Coach Tate just said, a lot of 9th and 10th graders. He just told you about the numbers of kids coming out to try out for the golf team now. They used to take everybody. Now they're having to cut because of so much interest. But that makes you more competitive, makes your program better, and a lot of thanks goes to Gary Hines and all the things that he's done for the youth program here in Alex City. Before I let you go, I'm not going to let you out of here without talking a little football. I mean, it's right around the corner, Coach. We're in almost mid-July. It's hard to believe. We all know in education, when we hit that 4th of July point, it kind of starts to vamp up a little bit. It starts to pick up the pace as we head toward the start of another school year. I know the kids out there just say, "What?" Nah, they just cringe when
right
they say
around
that.
The corner.
But a lot of people don't realize that in football it really never stops. A lot of working out and training that goes in every single day, and getting ready for and building off of an outstanding season last year. I know you guys are excited with the players that you have coming back, and the depth that you guys are going to have this year. It's going to be a fun year.
I believe so. We've got a chance to be deeper than we were last year. We're going to miss the guys that left. They're hard to. Well, you can't replace them because they were such warriors. But we've got some good young talent coming up, and so we'll be deeper at some positions. Offensive line is looking good in the summer. Defensive line is looking good, and Tyree, of course, coming back for his 2nd year at quarterback. You just saw through the year he just got more and more confident.
I've never seen a quarterback that at Benjamin Russell from game 1 to the last game improve that much.
Yes,
I mean, he was a of just a cool, calm veteran by the end of the year. And that's what you got coming back to lead this team. And once he figured out, and I'm just bragging on him, once he figured out, he was probably the best player on the field every time the ball was kicked off. The game just – he looks in slow motion for good athletes, and that's what it looked like for Tyree last year, especially the latter half of the year. He just was in control all of the whole game.
And you know, as good a player as he is, he's a better young man. He's a joy to work with, and we've got 85, 90 players out there, and they're all a joy to work with, and that makes it fun for us.
Of course it does, and great coaching staff. You guys do a tremendous job on and off the field with those boys each and every year, and Benjamin Russell up there is one of the premier programs every single year, and has a lot to do with how these kids are raised and the people that they hang around and the influence they have on them, Coach. Well, we really appreciate it. Looking forward to an exciting football season. Looking forward to this golf tournament on Friday, July 31st. Remember, we'll have everything posted on our Facebook and Twitter accounts out there. If you're not able to get in touch with Coach Tate, we'll have his cell phone number on our webpage and on our social media outlets for you to go and find it there. Coach, we really appreciate you coming out here.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having us.
Thanks so much. That's Wes Tate, the head golf coach at Benjamin Russell High School. When we take a break, we come back. Scott Hardy will come back, and we'll have two great all-star teams coming your way right after this.
A&M Plumbing.
Welcome back into the Sports Blitz Lake Martin Sports Roundup Show, live on location in beautiful downtown Alexander City here at JR Sports Bar and Grill, as we are each and every Tuesday from 6 to 7. I'm Scott Hardy, and now I'm joined by the 12U All-Star coach, Mark Bowd, on a very successful weekend they just had. So, Coach, first, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having us.
Well, state champions now, 2 years in a row. So, first off, can you give us a little breakdown of how state went and who you had to defeat and kind of how the games went?
Well, it started out with pool play. We had 3 pool play games and finished all those 3 games in 4 innings. We 10-runned everybody. Played Bruton the first game Saturday. It was a close game, actually the closest game we had. We ended up winning by 1 run. And then we played East Bruton for the final and beat them by 10 and 4.
Yeah, and so to my understanding, this isn't the first time you've coached these girls. You've kind of been coaching these girls for a while. So can you talk about your relationship with you and the team?
They're special. They got great chemistry. Most of the girls is on this team last year. You know, I've had a lot of them since they was 5 years old. I've been with a bunch of them since they was 5 years old, and they special.
Yeah, and I know we have coaches up here on a weekly basis, and they talk about some of the lessons and skills they've been able to instill in their team. But when you've had them this long, it becomes more than just how can I coach you how to play softball. It's you're becoming a family and you start to care about them. So even though it may not be on the high school level or middle school level, it's still competitive. And to have a group of team or a group of girls that amount of time must mean something to you.
Oh, it's hard. It's hard to Saturday after we won. It's hard to let them go. It's hard to realize that it's over for the season, and you got to wait a whole year to come back and do it again. It's I love the girls to death,
And that, I guess too, being able to go back to back 10U and then now 12U, or is it 11 and 12 or 9 and 10? Is that how it would be, or is it 12U?
It's 12U.
12U. Okay, yeah. So back to back years in that. So obviously the chemistry is there and the coaching is there and the skill set is there, but what else makes this team so special? I mean, to go back to back and then to be playing together so long. I'm watching them on the sideline, kind of leading up to the show. They can't stay away from each other. So obviously the chemistry is there. But talk a little bit about the team itself.
They just all do their part. They've all learned what their part is to do. And they just do it. And they respect their coaches, and they never give up. That's one thing we drive in their heads. No matter how bad you're losing or winning, you still never give up. And they never do. They're a great group of girls.
So as you said, you've had them for quite some time now, so you've seen the maturity of the player kind of happen, as from a personal standpoint too, but as a player as well. So can you talk back and look back at, I guess, when you first got them to now being able to coach them and being back-to-back state champions?
Oh, it's unbelievable. I had some girls that really grew up this tournament, that's younger, that will be coming back next year, that really grew up and proved that, they can play with anybody, and I had a couple girls, new girls that came in this year that didn't even know where second base was when we started league ball, and they started every game in the tournament and all the tournaments we played. So,
and that too, I mean, this isn't a travel ball team. This is a league team. Now, there may be a few who play on a travel ball team, but this is composed of league players.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, yes, sir. For anybody that's interested, I mean, you've given a good testimony of what coaching can do for you and how exciting it's been for you. But if you had any words of advice for a prospective coach maybe looking to do it next year that didn't get a chance to this year, what would you tell them?
Just don't give up. Keep working with the girls. The ones that love the game is going to do everything they can for you.
Well, and I didn't mean to cut you off there, but we've been talking too about how youth sports are growing nationally and kind of how that's affecting the area. How do you see softball? Has it grown since you've been participating?
This year is the biggest 12 we've had in probably 5 or 6 years. We actually had 3 teams this year, and in the past couple of years, it's just been 1 team. So we had 3 teams this year, and need more.
Well, I don't know if we'll be able to get it on air, but we're working on being able to do something for a special friend of the team. And I think Johnny made a deal with the girls if they won. So can you elaborate a little bit more on what that deal was?
I don't know if everybody knows Johnny Nolan, but he's a big part of our softball program. He's there every practice, every league ball game, helps some coach every year, and is at every practice. And he made a bet with these girls that if they won state, that he would shave his head after they won.
So Justin Clayton, we may not be able to get it today, but we'll work on that and try to see if we can't get something done. Maybe take him out to Johnny Nolan Field and maybe make a big splash about it. But again, congratulations on a very successful season, and congratulations on going back to back and ultimately winning state. But what we'll do right now is go ahead and take our next break, and when we return, we'll give the players an opportunity to introduce themselves. Again, that was Mark Bowden with the 12U Alex City All-Stars. More of the Late Morning Sports Roundup Show coming to you right after this.
Coming back to you in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back, and thanks for tuning in to the Sports Blitz Late Martin Sports Roundup Show. We just had a great segment discussing the 12U All-Star team and their journey to back-to-back state championships with Coach Mark Bowden. Again, he's been with these girls for a long time. You can tell he really cares about them, and I know we look forward to seeing what he'll be able to do with future girls down the line. But right now, we want to welcome in Johnny Nolan as well, who will help introduce some of the players on the 12U team. So, girls, if you want to go ahead and start.
My name is Brooke Bowden, and I play as catcher.
My name's Tori Span. I'm 11, and I play pitcher in left field.
My name is Tiffany Roberts, and I play pitcher in left field, and I'm 11.
I'm Kara Dunham, and I'm 11 years old, and I play second. I'm Katie Windsor. I'm 12, and I play first base.
Elaine McWaters, 11, right field.
Tamara Lawson, 12, and shortstop.
My name is Jerusalem Banks, center field, and I'm 12.
My name is Reagan Taylor. I play third base, and I'm 9 years old.
My name is Sarabi Shepherd. I play right field, and I'm 12 years old.
My name is Michaela Ray, and I play left field, and I'm 12.
And Johnny, do you have anything you'd like to say?
Well, these girls work hard and they pray hard and they wouldn't have things more had say and we had say. So they done a good job, man. I'm proud of everyone. They pray well, and they pray good. So, I can't be more pleased with how they come out and pray.
Well, teams are going to be lining up to have you, Johnny. That's back-to-back championships for them, so
Yes,
you must
sir.
be the good luck charm.
Yes, sir.
Before we break, though, I do have to give a special shout-out. I will be in trouble tomorrow at work. Emma Tapley is part of the team as well, but she was unable to attend, so congratulations to her as well being part of this state championship team. But, Mark, do you have anything else you'd like to say before we wrap it up?
Come play softball with us.
Come play softball. Well, there you have it, folks. Your 12U Elliott City All-Star Team state champions. We'll go ahead and take another break. When we return, more Sports Blitz Lake Martin Sports Roundup Show right after this.
Coming to you in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back in, folks, and thanks for joining the Sports Blitz Late Morning Sports Roundup Show. Live on location in beautiful downtown Alexander City. JR Sports Bar and Grill from 6 to 7. Just had the 12U Alex City All-Star Zone who were fortunate enough, and they were able to win state championship back-to-back years. So congratulations to Coach Mark Bowden and the rest of his players. But right now we want to welcome in the Alex City 10U All-Star team, coached by Raheem Ruffin. I almost forgot there for a second, but Raheem Ruffin. So, Coach, thanks for joining us.
No problem. Thanks for having us on.
Yeah, well, first we'll just kind of start with, how the All-Star process went and how the girls did it. I know, obviously, at this point, we know they didn't make it to state or win state, but there's a lot more to it than that. So you can talk a little bit about how the All-Star season went.
Well, in my opinion, and this is my first time coaching in about 5 years. And in 9 and 10, out of 29 girls, we didn't have anybody to sign up to coach. So that's how I ended up coaching. But for me, coaching girls this age, it's not about winning or losing. My ultimate goal is to make sure that each kid gets better and that they are a better player once they leave me and move on to the next phase. And with these girls, I thought we could have done a lot better than what we did. It's hard to coach motivation and want to and to teach them how to win. But they certainly don't lack the talent or the ability to do so. But for me, Mark Bowden's had a team that's been together for a while. So, those girls know each other. Most of these girls, out of 12 girls, only 2 have played player pitch before. The other 10 moved up from coach pitch. But like I said, each one of them improved, and that was my main goal. So I feel like our All-Star season was successful.
Yeah, and again, to have so many girls that were new to the game or new to fast pitch, I guess, it's something to be warranted, or I guess be congratulated the fact that you were able to put a team together. And as you said, with Mark's team, which is something that you encounter with a lot of these All-Star teams once you get into this type of pool play, especially the All-Stars and on the state level, these girls have been together for a while, so they've been playing together. So while you may have more talented players, the team chemistry may not be there as well. So that's something that's hard to teach also.
And that word you used, chemistry, that was one of the biggest things for us. I had to put girls in positions where they may not have necessarily played before. And it's kind of hard to build chemistry in about a month and a half when you have to put them in different positions. But like I said, I have no issues or complaints with the girls. They all came and did what it is that they could do. And like I said, they all improved. And, at the end of the day, if they still love the game of softball and want to play again next year, then I feel like I've done my job in making them love the game. So,
well, we're here with head coach of the 10U All-Star team, Raheem Ruffin, who seems to have a little jovial bit about him. I was talking to a couple of girls about you, so they had nice things to say about you. But what have you learned from this coaching process? You said it's been 5 years since you coached. So what have you learned about yourself from the last time that you coached?
Pretty much nothing. Everything has been the same from 5 years ago. I've been either playing baseball, coaching baseball, watching baseball for 30 plus years now. And my wife will tell you I eat, sleep, and breathe baseball, and I absolutely love it. And been mentoring, so kids and baseball are 2 things that I absolutely love. So, like I say, nothing's changed from 5 years ago. I've been baseball 30 years and mentoring more than 10. So you put kids and baseball together, and I'm in La La Land and just as happy as I can be. So nothing has changed for me, and I didn't approach it any different than I did 5 years ago.
Well, whether it be baseball or softball, I'm with you. I'm a big proponent of getting people active and getting involved. So for anybody, as we were talking before, anybody that's interested or has any reservations about participating in any sports, baseball or softball in particular, do you have any advice for them? Can you throw out a little bit?
The biggest advice I could give, and the advice that I gave to these girls after our last game in Bruton this weekend, I told them to take about a month off, and I told them not to pack up their softball stuff. And I told the parents, I said, if you really want these girls to improve, you need to, in the off season, get out, throw with them, throw a ball up in the air, let them learn how to catch pop-ups, find a brick wall, throw a tennis ball off the wall. If you want to pitch, find somewhere where you can pitch. Let them all take a softball home with them because that's the only way that you'll get better. I didn't start playing organized baseball until I was 11, but even when I came to the game at that late of an age, I was still on par with the other players because I had already taught myself how to hit, catch, and throw. And Mike told his parents, you don't necessarily have to play travel ball, but you certainly don't want to put your glove, your bat up after the season, and then the next time you touch it is 2 weeks before your season starts, and that'll put you so far behind. So the biggest advice is if you want to play, either find somebody to train you or train yourself and just work at it. I mean, and I told him you can get better by just doing the small things that I told him to do. So.
Yes, well, some words of advice there, and I definitely mimic all of those. And I would definitely say that although the season may be over, you want to continue to hone in on your skills and maybe work on some things that you weren't as good in the year before. But again, that's Raheem Ruffin, coach of the 10U All-Star team. We'll go ahead and take another break, and when we return, we'll give the girls an opportunity to introduce themselves. We're the Late Morning Sports Roundup show right after this.
We've served this community.
Welcome back into the Sportsbook Late Morning Sports Roundup show. About 10, 15 more minutes left in the program to get ready to wrap things up this evening. But we just had Coach Raheem Ruffin on, the head coach of the 10U All-Star team, who had a successful season, was able to go in and play some All-Star games. But right now what we want to do is give them an opportunity to introduce themselves. So, Coach, have at it. I think, Coach, yeah, we got – my bad. You want to go ahead and start them up now? There you go.
Play right field and pitcher, and I'm 11 years old.
My name is JC Ratliff. I play pitcher and right field, and I'm 10 years old.
My name is Essence Smith. I play second base, and I'm 10 years old.
My name is Ryan Ruffin. I play second base and shortstop, and I'm 9 years old.
My name is Sky Russell, and I play shortstop, pitcher, and center field, and I'm 11 years old.
My name is Ariana Cunningham. I play first base, and I'm 11 years old.
My name is Renee Heston. I play pitcher, third base, left field, and right field, and I'm 9 years old.
My name is Leah Leonard. I play pitcher, third base, and left field, and I'm 9 years old.
How you doing? My name is Zari Robinson, and I'm 11, and I play shortstop.
My name is Denaya Owens, and I play outfield, and I'm 10 years old.
My name's Alden McManus. I play catcher, and I'm 9 years old.
And that wraps it up. Well, that is your 10U All-Star team and for the Elk City girls softball team. So, again, congratulations to Coach Ruffin and his team on a successful season, and we look forward to seeing how things go from here. We'll go ahead and take our last break of the evening. When we return, Brett and I will wrap things up. More of the Late March Sports Roundup Show coming to you right after this.
Look no further than this.
He'll be home for the All-Star. He'll be home next week.
He's coming home.
Yeah, so we're going to try to get him on. I don't know. They still may have to play the early part of the week is the only thing, but he maybe for Saturday.
I want to get him to sign Braden's card.
Okay. Oh, I forgot, man. That's awesome.
Is that not unreal?
Yeah, that's
bought one pack.
That's great.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Late Martin Sports Roundup Show presented by JR Sports Bar and Grill. Brett Pritchard and Scott Hardy here with you for one final segment. Scott, been a great afternoon here at JR Sports Bar and Grill. The 12U and 10U All-Star Girls teams. Had Coach Wes Tate up here talking about golf. Show's easy on nights like tonight for us, and that's what this show's all about. This is what we want. Of course, every kid comes into JR's, can eat off the kids' menu for $3.99. So I'm gonna tell you, it's a great situation for what they do for the youth and everything that they're part of. So excited about it and glad that teams have contacted us, want to be on. We want them to be on as well, and we want teams that haven't been on to this point, even though the season's over for some of them, bring them on. We'll get you on any time of the year. So I'd love to have them up here. Hopefully, as the junior league starts to come to a close and they go into postseason play, I know that starts tomorrow down at Lake Winds Golf Course. Hopefully get Gary Hines up here to kind of recap the season. So we got a lot of stuff in store for you here on Lake Martin Sports Roundup, and, of course, in a couple of weeks. And we start diving into high school football very seriously, Scott, on this program because we'll be at the end of July.
Good grief.
And, I mean, we'll only be a few weeks out. We've got the North-South All-Star game next week at Crampton Bowl on a Friday night. So that's really the unofficial kickoff of the season, Scott. It's when they have that North-South game. Then we lead in the next month, be Champions Challenge, and then it'll be time for Benjamin Russell, Dave, Horseshoe Bend, Reeltown, Coosa, and Tallahassee and all the teams in our around the area of Central Clay will be part of it. We'll have the coaches up here. We'll have a lot of the head coaches come in. I know last year around Sunfest time, we had a lot of the coaches bring a couple of players up here, kind of like a semi-media days for local high school here. So excited about that, Scott. Looking forward to it. Can't wait. But in the meantime, got a lot going on. I want to end on this. I want to say that, I've heard so many commentators and talk show hosts, and Luke and I will talk about that. We'll talk about it more tonight, but the topic I want to hit on real quick is, society right now is just kind of disappointing. And you hear about, Bill Cosby coming out and finally, admitting to whatever, and, all the stuff with the Confederate flag and just, just the, Jared now from Subway. I mean, you see the kid over at Florida State, and I heard, and I'll just say it, I heard, Jay Barker and Al Del Greco this morning talk about, multiple things in society that that kids are growing up now just desensitized, Scott. And there's no one thing that you can target, but, it's just the access to get your hands on a lot of bad stuff all the time. It's just so readily available for, pretty much any kid out there, and they learn at such a young age. And so they don't appreciate a lot of stuff, and they don't understand because everything is just so easily accessible to them. And Scott, they were bringing up the point. Jay Barker brought it up, and you can agree with him, and you don't have to agree with him. But he just said that, we live in a day and age now where guys are growing up and they think it's okay to strike a woman. I mean, they don't see a problem with it. And whereas just 20, 30 years ago, it was unheard of. And if you did, it was a real bad thing. And they were talking about being out at bars and stuff, and, girl get mad and slap you in the face. And most of the time guys just kind of smile, laugh it off, just kind of blow it off. And, but now you see the reaction, the violent reaction we see now. And you see the NFL coming out with a heavy stance against it. You see Florida State didn't even check up when they dismissed their quarterback from the team, DeAndre Johnson, who's a very talented player. So I don't know. Your thoughts real quick as we sign off. I mean,
well, in his particular case, now there's no – he tried to say he was racially insulted, which he could have, but there is no possible way.
I am sick and tired of hearing the excuses from everybody after they've done something. Okay, there's no excuse for somebody having a racial slur. I don't know what. All we could see was the surveillance camera. All I know is
he punched her in the face.
That's exactly that's what we saw.
Yeah, and I mean, there's no coming back from that. And especially, I mean, if after everything that happened with the Ray Rice incident and the things that's been going on in the off season, whether it be with an Alabama player or whoever it is, Ohio State. There's LSU. I mean, there's continuously seeing it happen across the board. And when it's happening, no matter how high profile the program is, but when it's happening at these types of programs, that lets you know that it's a problem across the board. So there's two things I look at. One, the main cause of what you said about the people looking at women not the same way as they did before, because there's not many men in the household, or not as many fathers in the household, or a father figure. So that's part of it. Secondly, because nobody is basically instructed them that how to act as a man. They're doing it on their own, and they're being trained by
fatherless households. And that was brought up too. I think you brought up a great point.
I know we don't have.
There's not a man sitting there telling that said you don't do that.
Yeah.
You under any circumstances you don't do it, it's not a good situation. It's not a good thing. And I'm gonna tell you, it's just I'm disgusted with a lot of stuff that are
Did Johnny
just
just
going.
get his head
Yeah,
shaved?
he did. The All-Star team shaved Johnny's
Wow.
head, and he got him a new do there. Johnny Nolan here in JR
That's a
Sports
good
Bar and
way
Grill.
to-
And then we'll close out on that one. And Johnny, a big part of that state championship All-Star team, and I think that was a bet. He said, "Look, if we win it, you can shave my head." And look what, good man follows through with what he says he's going to do. And they all got to take turns shaving his head. So what a great deal. Johnny, a trooper, man. He is a staple here in our community, and he's been such an influence on a lot of kids, a lot of heck on me and you growing up, Scott. I mean, I'll just put it that way. A big heart in that man right there. So, but Scott, been a great show. Look forward to being back up here with you next time, and everybody keep it tuned in right here. We'll be back with you in just a second. Sports Blitz Live with myself and Luke Robinson from 7 to 9. You don't want to miss it.
Come back up here. Lunch doesn't have to be the same old fast food or burgers in your busy day. Big B Barbecue now has the best lunch special around with an expanded lunch special menu. 18 meats to